What is going on, guys? Happy Monday. Back. We haven't streamed in a while. About 5 days between Easter and all of the geopolitical things going on right now. We haven't streamed in a little bit. Pink House, what's going on, man? How are you? But yeah, it's been about 5 days since we've been live. Just taking some time off for the holidays. We had bank holidays yesterday, bank holidays today. But we have some very exciting things to talk about, especially after Trump's comments today. Essentially, market outlook, what's going on this week, what we're going to see based off of the geopolitical issues going on right now. But let's dive right into it. So I've been watching pretty much all the charts all day. Had some alerts on just to see if it were to break any key zones or not. Here's what we're seeing. This is the hour chart on USD/JPY. It has been consolidating for 4 days and 16 hours, roughly 5 days. Same with gold. Gold hasn't done much either. Gold's been consolidating here for roughly 4 days and 19 hours, same amount of time. Reason being is NASA did launch people to the other side of the moon. Yes, they did. I saw the launch from my house. It was pretty wild. But reason being, the consolidation is because of market uncertainty. So the reason we haven't traded is because of that. Essentially, we don't know what's going to happen. But we do know that one of two things is going to happen. Either Trump is going to make a deal, or Iran is going to essentially, surrender is a bad word, but they're going to come to a deal to open the Strait of Hormuz, or they're not going to. If they don't, we can expect the dollar and oil to fly. When I say fly, I mean probably create some highs that we haven't seen in a long time. Just to give you an example here, this is the 4-hour chart. Again, we've been consolidating right here. The last time, let's go to the week here. I think we see this next zone if we do potentially go to war. It's 225 pips. Last time we were there was July of 2024. Previous to that, the last time we were there, it was in 1990. So again, unprecedented times are going to call for unprecedented market movements. That's something that we have to be ready for, but we can also stay smart and protect our capital during these times. That's a really important aspect to trading, is capital protection. And that's certainly something that we're going to keep our eye on before we get into any trades. Because when we're in these sort of times, there is no telling what's going to happen. Like, we could technically analyze this and say, all right, here's our high. Let me make that yellow. Here's our high. Here's our low. Whichever one it breaks first is the one where we're going to wait to get a break and retest. So a break and retest this way or a break and retest this way, right? But we don't know if news is going to be a catalyst to this going up or this going down. We don't know that yet. So with that being said, we're going to watch these charts tonight. We're going to see what kind of movement we get. But the same thing with gold. I mean, you're consolidating. There's some key zones here that have not been broken in quite some time. And, we're going to mark them up here. But it's essential to understand that the consolidation is not because of no volume or no trades being taken. Well, essentially it is, but the main reason is that the uncertainty amongst traders, because we don't know what's going to happen. And especially in the foreign exchange market where news is so impactful, we have to really be ready to see what happens. But we don't want to jump into something before there is a potential news break that's not necessarily listed on Forex Factory. For instance, if we went over to Forex Factory today, we had Trump speaking at 1, which we talked about earlier. I posted that in Discord earlier. Actually, I think it was yesterday or earlier today. And you had PMI services. That's really all you had. Tomorrow, you've got some news as well, but what we're going to see is the decision that's made between Iran and the United States. And that is going to be a major catalyst to either drive the dollar up or down. If we take a look at oil here, let's take a quick look at oil. Because oil, gold, and the US dollar are things that we use, instruments that we use to dictate some of our trades. We obviously have our system here, but these things are very important and tie deeply into what the market is doing, as well as the Japanese yen. David, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you again. So we have oil like we talked about last week. We're only $6 away from the high we talked about last week. We were down here last week when we did this exact drawing. We said this is going to reject and possibly go up this way, right to our previous high on oil. We're pretty much there. We're $4 to $6 away from the recent high, and that's only going to continue. And even if we look at the week, the last time oil was this high, in 2022. It got all the way up to $130 a barrel. Previous to that, I'm not really seeing much, but $130.71 is pretty much our height. Will we see it go past that? We certainly can. So uncharted territories like we talked about here, but it's not far-fetched to say that we could see the possibility of oil going up there. And if we do see that, it is a great indication that the dollar is in fact going to do the same. As we know, there is inverse correlation between the dollar, or between oil and between the Japanese yen. So when oil goes up, the Japanese yen goes down, as well as the US dollar going up. So USD JPY buys are going to be the most probable and the most high percentage trade, assuming that the news comes out in favor of us going to war. What does that mean for American citizens? Not necessarily good things, really for any citizen anywhere, but it just means higher gas prices. But it creates an opportunity for us to be able to get in buys on a chart that could go for 200 plus pips if we go back to other times when we were at war. So important to note that. But let's go through some of these other charts here. Euro JPY. Let me delete some of this stuff from last week. We're actually going to delete some of these support and resistance zones too. Make some new ones for the week. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend, though. Happy Easter if you celebrate. Hope everybody's doing well. I pretty much trade on the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute. So we kind of do both. But I don't really hold intraday. I'll hold from Asian session to London session into New York, but that's really the longest we'll hold. That's the longest I'll hold there, Ghost. I like to get in and out if I can. Couple hours. But Euro JPY here, let's take a look at this on the 4-hour. Very similar to USD JPY, where we have this kind of retesting the EMA ribbon, and it looks like it could be heading up toward the previous highs, which is roughly 40 pips. The only issue I have with this is that we would need to break the previous highs of 184,460. So if we don't break those previous highs, yeah, I don't trade precious metals, Ghost. I don't trade gold. I don't trade silver. Currencies has much better price action and market structure. And the precious metals use too much of your account. There's just no reason to. There's no reason to. There's better options out there. There's better options out there, in my opinion. All right, so GJ, we're still looking at the same break of structure. However, we've had plenty of time to show that this is now an uptrend. 7 days, almost a week worth of higher lows and higher highs, as you can see here, here, and here. This is an uptrend. Yeah, I trade foreign exchange, correct. We have a clear uptrend here. We don't quite have the break of structure yet. We did slightly break the highs there at one point. But in order for us to get in this, we're going to need to see some sort of movement up toward breaking the previous highs. Because this still could be an overall break and retest trend. Here was your uptrend. We broke structure right here. Came back to retest multiple times. This could continue toward the downside, and we could see this 209, 200 area. Not necessarily what we want to see, but it is certainly possible. So if that's the case, we would look to take sells. That is on a much higher time frame. On the lower time frames, this is a bullish chart. It's neutral on most of the technicals, but it's pretty bullish on the lower time frames. All right, Euro AUD. So Euro AUD is on a clear downtrend here, hopping up to the higher time frames, the 4 hours. Some real consolidation here, guys. You just got to look at this. This is how much consolidation here? 20 hours. Ichimoku, huh? Yeah, I just trade my own system. Like, I have my own system here, as you can see. So I don't really pay attention to too many other things other than my own system. I've been doing this for a long time, so... but it is good to know that things do... other strategies and other indicators and other things do actually move in the same manner as what mine is. But yeah, here's the thing, though. Any technical analysis of USD JPY can be thrown out the window depending on if we end up making peace or not with Iran. Like, obviously, we have our rules here. We have our confirmed uptrend. That's rule number 1. Reversal at a key zone. That's rule number 2. So rule 1 and rule 2 have been met here. Rule 3 is we have candle closure above the EMA ribbon. That's rule 3. And rule 4, we have a fair value gap formed. That's serving as a support. Rule 5, we did have a break of the EMA ribbon and a retest for this to move toward the upside. Ideally, we'd want to see it go for roughly 59 to 60 pips. That would be the goal here. But we don't know if we're going to see that because of the news. This is not a normal time to trade. Like, you guys have to understand this. Is that if you started trading now, or you're just getting into trading, unfortunately, you are getting into probably the hardest time to trade ever. And it's because of the economic and geopolitical issues going on right now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Learning to trade is probably one of the best things I've ever done in my entire life. However, trading right now is tough. That's why last week we only took 2 trades last week. We were 2-0, went for 77 pips, but that's why we only took 2 trades yesterday, because of everything that's going on. Yeah, I would agree with you there, Ghost. It might make somebody a good trader at the end of all this. I agree with you. I think it's just a tough time right now, and that's one of the reasons I didn't stream much last week is, we could get on here and talk about the what-ifs all we want, but at the end of the day, the what-ifs don't mean anything until you actually see a move. But the good news is we are getting volume in tonight. We're only 14 minutes in, and we're at 12K in volume on some of these. USD JPY, we're definitely looking at buys. So there's no doubt about that. Euro JPY, I'm a little hesitant on still, especially going to the 1 hour here. We could see 40 pips. I'm still looking at buys on that as well. GJ is just in too much of a consolidation period. I mean, from here to here has been almost 7 full days of consolidation with a total of roughly, the total range was like 100 pips, which obviously you can make money off of. You can make money off those moves. 100 pips either way, of course. But not very predictable when it's inside a zone like this. When we just have this kind of flatlining of your resistance and your support right here. We don't want to trade in the middle right here. We want to trade a breakout uptrend or a breakout downtrend is what we want to trade. High probability setups, A+ setups is what we're after here. We're not after the noise in the middle. The noise in the middle is how you lose money. Euro AUD is kind of just noise in the middle. This was the AUD NZD trade that we looked at last week. I don't believe we actually took it, but we marked it up. Let's make another resistance here now that we have some new data printed. So we had this consolidation point here that was pretty strong. We broke above it, and now we consolidated again right here. As you can see, that made a bull flag right there. If we get a break above this zone, we could look to see possibly 30 to 40 pips. But again, not enough information on this chart yet to let us know if we're going to actually get in that or not. Not enough information. And you're not unlucky, Adele. Can't time a war, man. Euro USD is probably going to sink like a ship if all goes according to plan. Euro USD has been bearish for the past 12 hours. Yeah, the past 12 hours. Really bearish for the past... you can really go from here. Bearish for the past month. But it's in a consolidation period as well. So let me get these off the chart here. But if you were to look, I mean, this is what you got right here. You've got a resistance, you've got a support, and we're just doing the same thing in between. We need a break up above or a break below for us to show that we're going to get into one of these. So again, if you're wondering why all week I haven't traded much this past week, this is why. There are no A+ setups right now. We are going to mark that as a sell, though, for when the time comes. AUD JPY, consolidating candles on the 4 hour for 4, 8, 12, 16 straight hours. All consolidating. No movement. From top to bottom, 20 pips over 16 hours. That's brutal. You can't trade that. Just can't trade that. Euro GBP looks like it might actually be moving off of a zone down here. We've got a nice little bull flag here. We can get a break above. We can see this go, but we also have a reversal at a key level right here with a fair value gap holding pretty strong. This big one right here, as well as this fair value gap right here, are being used as support for now almost 6 days and 4 hours. That's a good sign. We could look for buys on Euro GBP. I'm going to move that up. GBP AUD went down and hit TP3 for when we looked at that last week. Delete these off here. Not really too sure what GBP AUD is doing. I'm going to unflag that one. Even on the 1 hour. It's inside the ribbon. See how it says inside on price versus ribbon here on the match strategy? We don't trade when we're inside the ribbon. Again, that's consolidation. That shows that there's not a lot of movement. We're retesting an EMA ribbon. Not something we typically get in on. CHF is typically a safe haven during times of economic uncertainty. A lot of people go to the Swiss franc, Switzerland banks. Very stable. You could see possibly 34 pips to the top. Not something I'm willing to touch based on the chart. And the rest of these charts, to be honest with you guys, I've looked at. Not enough volume yet, and just don't like the way they're moving. Even GBP CAD, like a lot of these charts aren't doing it for me. They're not showing anything that would give us a signal that we're looking to get in. So our main charts are going to be USD JPY and Euro JPY because that's where we got the volume and that's where we got some sort of idea of what could happen. So we're going to type out what we're on here. All right. Watching for possible That's what we're watching for right now, guys. Jose, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you back. Alright, so we have what we're watching here. GJ, I'm not really sure. I'm going to leave that as yellow. We're also looking at Euro USD. And GBP CAD, we're not actually touching. Let me get rid of GJ too. We could quick scalp USD JPY 100% for 16 pips, maybe even less. We could quick scalp it. Yeah, so if we can get a nice little move here on USD JPY, I wouldn't be opposed to getting in it. But we need a little bit more of a sign here. We have our bull flags on both of these. Just need that break. Oil's already up, so I mean there's oil just isn't going to stop moving, I don't think. All I know is I went to fill up my car today and it was $90. So that wasn't fun. $90 because of the price of oil right now. You love your fast food there, Adele. You love it. I'm on day 12 of eating only steak or chicken. Down 23 pounds, actually. Yeah, the gas prices be hurting, man. My goodness. You still have it here. You still have it in the United States. Both of those. You may not want to go to certain ones in the United States, but... Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just have to get back in shape. I used to be jacked. I just let it go because I've been working so much. Yeah, just only steak. Steak and chicken, that's it. No carbs and only one meal a day. It's brutal. It's hard. But it's been working. Yeah, it's alright. You're going to have a million other things that taste much better here, I promise you. But let's see what we got here. We're gonna get a 15-minute candle here, and gonna get a 15-minute candle here in just a minute. Just really not a lot of movement. 8 hours and 20 minutes. In the past 8 hours and 20 minutes, we've only seen 24 pips of movement from top to bottom. And for it to get to those 24 pips, it took 6 hours and 20 minutes. Everything in between was 20 pips or less. Even on the 15-minute, the only substantial move that you had today was 32 pips one way and 30 pips the other. Other than that, there's no substantial moves. It's tough to trade like that, you know? until the what drops? The bobs? Oh, yeah, I know. And that's what we were talking about going into this. Is that we truly don't know what's going to happen until we get a news break. And I thought today when Trump spoke, we'd have at least something. We didn't really get much at all. Because there's your 1 o'clock candle. You got your 1 o'clock candle gave you 10 pips of movement. And from his speech on, you had nothing. You had nothing. From his speech on, you had a total of 22 pips of movement. It's really hard to trade that, guys. It's tough to trade that. Everybody have a good Easter, though. Good weekend. Maybe a long weekend for some of you. It is a bank holiday in almost all of... You had to work. What pair is the last one in yellow? Euro GBP. Oh. I have a spelling error there, but yes, it is Euro GBP. Just can't type. Yeah, I had to work too. I know how that is. I took a couple half days though. But Teresa there, that last one's Euro GBP. Those are the three charts I'm watching. And I guess Euro USD sells we can add, but there's not enough volume. We've got a lot of volume pouring in for the Asian session, which is good. Andrew, how'd your scalping go the other day? There you go. Better than a loss. Tough to trade these markets, man. Tough to trade them. We are getting a break above, though. If we get a candle closure above this EMA ribbon with the fair value gap for him, this could meet all of our rules here to possibly go for 14 pips. But then again, guys, the movement is brutal. Like I said, 23 pips, 24 pips over the course of 8 hours. It's an entire session. Back testing the silver bullet strategy. There you go. Even the minute charts are tracking sideways.
Hey, imagine if you could book over 10 sales calls per week with...
Like, even the minute is just tracking sideways. Like, you can look at the past hour and 14 minutes has had just like a total of 5 pips of movement. It's tough to trade that, guys. It really is. Well, we went over our market outlook for the week, and I think that's important. We were supposed to find out something today, and it sounds like they're in negotiations between Iran and America. So, everything that I've read on Twitter, X, every single news outlet I can find, FOREX Factory, it's just uncertainty. Yeah, I know. We'll see. I mean, I'm looking everywhere. I'm trying to look at the news tabs, everything. Yeah, it should have tanked gold. I agree with you there, Mission Crowny. There was a bit of a drop off here, but not much. 223 bucks. It's really nothing on gold. I mean, it's a move, don't get me wrong. But right now we are at the mercy of it, and that's not normal though, is what everybody has to understand. Like, this is not a normal time that we're in right now. This is not how trading always is. When everything's fine and everything's dandy and we're going just along with the world and there aren't massive power struggles over oil and straits being blocked off and transportation of fossil fuels being impacted, the market does actually have market structure. Right now, not so much. Just waiting for a break of that structure to give us something. To give us something, you know? Like, I'm looking at my my account history right now. Excuse me, guys. I haven't taken a trade since the 1st. I haven't taken a trade in 5 days. It's not because I don't want to. Trust me, I want to get in trades. I just refuse to get in shitty setups. So let's go over this. 5 hours ago, Trump, we have an active and willing participant in the Iran talks. He said after the 8 p.m. deadline tomorrow, Iran won't have bridges to power plants if there's no deal. You're funny. That's funny, Andrew. Like I said, I don't talk shit about other traders on here, but he's an interesting one. What happened to him? Does he even do stuff anymore? I think I blocked him on Twitter. Does he still do those like 4 or 5 hour sessions on Twitter? That's wild. Oh, nice. There you go. The only thing that gets me is renaming things that already have names. That's what gets me. Like, there's already an industry standard for what this is called. There's already an industry standard for what this is called right here. There's an industry standard for what this is called. You guys got to remember, I worked on Wall Street. So I have firsthand experience. The words used in some of those podcasts and stuff are not real words. They're just made up. But hey, if it works, it works. If it works, it works. You can't hate on someone that's making money, you know what I mean? Don Julio, I personally don't use Elliott waves, no. There's people that do. I find it to be a lagging indicator. I find it to not be as real time in terms of the information it prints for you. That's just my opinion, though. Good question, though. I think the biggest takeaway from all these things is that Trump did say the entire country of Iran could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. I mean, boy. I personally think we're on the verge of World War III, but you know, we're gonna find out. I've used them before. I'm just not the biggest fan, but, you know, I'm always willing to learn, just like everyone else. Nene, what's up, man? How are you? You're not late. We're just talking about possible outcomes for Trump's deadline tomorrow. It was supposed to be this morning. It's going good, man. We haven't taken a trade in 5 days, but that's okay. I'm glad you're doing well. It's another 15-minute candle of no movement. Last 15 minutes have had last 45 minutes of this hour. This entire hour has had a total of 4 pips, guys. 4 pips of movement. Yeah, you're funny. We're gonna watch at this 8 o'clock hour and see what happens here, guys. But I doubt we're trading tonight. I doubt we're trading tonight. It's impossible. It's impossible to say that you have a A+ setup that follows your rules in this market right now. Fucking A. I mean, we've had 5 pips of movement in an hour. I take that back, guys. I lied. We had 4.3 pips of movement. Fucking brutal. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I just think nobody's doing it. Like, so price action as a whole is what? Price action as a whole is a collective understanding of traders when to buy and sell based on market structure. Right? So majority of people see that you're at a resistance, it's going to sell off. And that's why it sells off, is because everybody's seeing it's at a resistance, they're hopping in sells. Right? If nobody's getting in anything because nobody knows what's going on, there is no action in the price, therefore no price action. That is where we're at right now. Fucking brutal, to be honest with you. Oh. How did I just do that? That was wild. Look at that suck right up. Just to summarize here, guys, for anyone that wasn't here earlier, we're not in trades because the price action's bad, but there's a couple things to note. If the negotiations with Iran go well, meaning that we are not going to war, we're not going to take out their power, the dollar is going to go down, gas is going to go down, gold is still probably going to go up, and the Japanese yen is going to go up. If the opposite happens, or we decide we are going to take their power out, take out their bridges, take out everything that Trump said they're going to take out, oil's going to hit an all-time high, USD is going to go up, DXY, USD, whatever you want to call it, and Japanese yen takes a hard hit. So we are waiting for some sort of catalyst to give us some sort of idea of what the heck is going to happen here, because this consolidation is just brutal. Yeah, regardless of the outcome, there's going to be a move, but it's not going to be tonight. There's nothing coming out tonight. Oh, there you go. We got some movement there. 3.1 pips. Agreed. Yeah, I agree with you, Nene. By the looks of it, we have absolutely no idea what is going to happen with this. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I was looking at it on FOREX Factory, actually. Trump says Iran is negotiating in good faith. I hope I did not have to strike the infrastructure. Let's see. After 8 p.m. deadline tomorrow, Iran won't have bridges and power plants if there's no deal. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz is a priority. Yeah, there's just not... Nobody knows what the heck's going to happen. And so far, there's no red folder news added for tomorrow, but I don't know if you guys noticed, they added red folder news to Forex Factory for that 1 o'clock speech today. That wasn't there yesterday. Obviously, it's a very fluid situation. We're not sure when he's going to add speeches and whatnot, but there's nothing on the books for him to speak tomorrow, but obviously he's going to. So I'd just be very, very cautious where you put your money. This is capital protection time, not time to go putting massive lots on small moves. This is an area of capital protection. Yeah, I mean you're right, Nene. It's just it's impossible to know. Oh. I got my final blood work today though. They stabbed me like 3 times in the past 3 weeks. Getting blood work done, man. That shit's brutal. I have to look away. If I do one of these, I can't watch them do that shit. Oh, I think it's a lot bigger than that. Yeah, I hate getting it done. I haven't gotten it done in 6 years. That's how much I hate them. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Stay up on that, yeah. The allergy ones suck too. Oh boy. Well, I'm glad you're better now. That sounds brutal. As long as everybody understands the position we're in. As long as everyone understands the position we're in and why we're not getting in any positions, I guess. That's it for me, guys. There's nothing happening in this market that's even worth talking about. Unfortunately, we have to wait for this right here. I'll show you. Oops, sorry. So when you click on news here, this is what we're looking at right here, guys. I guess there's an 8 p.m. deadline tomorrow. That's what we're waiting for. I think realistically yeah, it's always Eastern Standard Time. That's where the White House is. But we'll see. I think he's going to come out and say something in the middle of the day. I think it's such a fluid situation that that's the deadline. Doesn't mean they can't reach an agreement beforehand. You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate everybody stopping in. It was good seeing you guys. We haven't streamed in, like 5 days. I think NYC is probably going to be pretty bland as well tomorrow. But we'll be back streaming tomorrow, and hopefully we have some movement. But as always, we're going to end this like we normally do. Thank you for showing up, guys. It was good to see everybody again after a little bit of a break there. Adele, Andrew, Ghost, Nene, Don Julio, Jose, Mission Crowney, clock it, guys. That's it. I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you guys showing up. Jose, thank you. Adele, thank you. Ghost, thank you. Andrew, good job, guys. We will see you tomorrow.